may say he's grumpy. I think that he's quite happy, but he is a little creepy, which I like. Hi everybody, it's Misty and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Misty and I'm a reseller on eBay, and I also own a brick and mortar antique store, and I love thrifting and I love cleaning old things, and I like to upcycle and recycle things to use in my home. This video is a collaboration that was hosted by Dee at the Thrill of the Thrift, and I'll link her channel down below, but she had sent out an invite to people that, you know, we can't go thrifting. We can't, you know, go out and do the things that we normally do when we're picking and junking and doing all those fun things. And so we're now thrifting from our home, which if you sell on eBay is something that I highly recommend doing. If you've got some things that you are thinking, I kind of want to change things up a little bit, I think I might try to sell that on eBay. So you're in essence, you are thrifting from your own home. Also, if you're like me, pretty much everything in my home is secondhand, has came from a thrift store, has came from a yard sale, has came from an auction, has came from a garage sale, has came from an estate sale. I very, very rarely ever buy anything brand new. This video is we're finding 10 things from our home that we've not showed in videos that are some of our favorite things that we have found when we are out thrifting. I have some things sitting here in front of me, but I am going to walk you around and show you some things that I really don't want to take off the wall to show you. It's all things that have come secondhand, something that's used. It's had a previous life before it came to me, and now I'm keeping it here. And as with a lot of things, there are some things that I do cycle out and I'll keep for a little while and then I'll sell. But the things that I'm showing you today are the things that I don't think I'll ever sell. I just love them so much. And I'll go ahead and get started with something a little small. And this is something that I have recently found. It's going to be the first Easter that it's been able to be displayed in my home. My daughter hates it, but you know, I tend to buy things usually that my children don't like. But maybe they will someday. But it is this glorious, glorious, grumpy-faced bunny. Now, some may say he's grumpy. I think that he's quite happy, but he is a little creepy, which I like. And he is a squeaker. He has this cute little blue duck right there on his chest. And someone has put this fun little lace trim around his neck. He is made by Ashland Rubber Company. Now, if I were to put this on eBay, I could probably sell him between $18 and $20, but I'm not, because I think that he's magical. And I like that he has a derpy little face. He does have like a little chip in his ear, but I tend to like things that are flawed and broken and damaged and all that kind of good stuff. So he is going to be going on my Easter display very, very soon. Another thing that I've had this for a while, and I tend to change it out, the floral arrangements that I keep in it for every season. And I've just recently put in some of these tulips that I purchased from Amazon. They're wonderful. Now, I don't know how quickly if you would order these, how quickly you would get them, because I had ordered them a couple months ago. But they do come in two bunches like this, so you can lay them flat on a table, or you can use them to put in things such as this. I've had this, it's just a galvanized gas can. I've had this for several years, and I do change it out every season. So this season, right now, I've put the tulips in there, and I've had greenery in there for Christmas time. I'll sometimes put daffodils in here, but I did get the tulips, and I like the contrast between the hard steel and the softness of the tulips. So this is something that I love, that I keep displayed in my house year round, but I just change it out. Another constant in my house is something that I picked up from an auction, and everyone in my house hates it but me. And again, that's usually the running theme for me, because I kind of like weird things and they don't. I love this guy. My grandmother had one of these, and I know when I show this to you, it'll bring back some memories of you that you guys have had, and maybe you have one of these in your home, because they are becoming quite popular. And it's my big ceramic key cat. Isn't he lovely? My husband likes to walk around and I sometimes don't notice this for days. I'm not very perceptive sometimes, and I'll just look and the cat will be face this way against the wall. He does things like that just because he thinks he's hilarious. But that big old kitty cat, I don't remember what I paid for it at an auction, but I knew that as soon as I saw it, it needed to be mine. So he has a very nice spot that he sits in, and apparently sometimes gets put in timeout by my husband, but that's a whole other story. All right, another thing I'm going to show you. What did I show you? 3 things. I have so many more than 10 things, but I'm gonna keep it at 10 things. These are things that when I can get them cheap enough in the thrift store, I like to buy them. You know, you can use them for what their intended purpose is, but I tend to use them just to stage different pieces of decor in my home. And that is these glass or metal even cake plates, pans, plates. Sometimes they have domes on them. I have a few that do have the cloches on top, but I honestly prefer the ones that are just open. You can make really fun displays and give things height and just make it interesting. So I do have several of these. I actually will find, sometimes I'll find clear ones. This one is a pretty pressed or cut glass design. And I typically will buy these for anywhere between $2 and $5 at Goodwill. I did pick this one up at Goodwill. I believe I paid $2.99 for it because this was one that I most recently had purchased. But I have found wooden ones, and I have found just plain glass ones that don't have this really pretty design, and they're more modern, and I've spray painted them. I've spray painted some black to have for Halloween time. I spray painted some red. I have spray painted some teal and rose gold. Just kind of what my decor sense is, or what colors I'm using. If they're just plain and they're not very interesting, I mean, this one's very interesting and I love it, but I have painted them with spray paint, and they do pretty good. All right, so another thing that we found, and we've had this for a very long time, and I don't even remember where I found this from, but it has my color, and I like that it's rusty and crusty and grimy, but it is this teal truck. And I just have a battery operated candle that the batteries are dead. So I would have turned it on for you, but the batteries are not working right now. I have this actually sitting on the floor next to a bench that I have. Is it Buddy L? I'm not even sure. I think this is a Buddy L truck. It's just, I mean, the windows are broken out of it. It's supposed to have a little siren thing at the top. It's missing a lot of the pieces. There's a cobweb hanging from it. But I just like the way that it looks. I like that it's rusty, crusty, chipped, and damaged. You see the back here, it's damaged, but I love this color. And I have put my flocked Santas in the back of here for a Christmas display. I have put Christmas trees in the back. You can just kind of make it what you want. You can add and take away different things to make it fit the holiday or the season. And I love that truck. It's something that I'll always have. Another item that I don't remember where we picked it, probably a flea market, that I love, and I do hang it up on the wall and I keep it displayed, is this metal gas station 4. We are a family of 4, and I know a lot of people will, kind of put the number that signifies some kind of event or a date or the members of their family. And so this is just still rusty, crusty. These are getting extremely hard to find. And when you do find them, you're going to pay a lot of money for them. I've had this one for years. I don't know. I think pretty sure that it came from a flea market. But, it's grimy and grubby and yucky, but I like that. So this hangs on the wall to represent my family of 4. So that's one of my favorite things that I have found secondhand as well. Now, I have like 2 categories of things. So what have I shown? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then I'll have 2 things that I'll show you that are hanging on the wall. I have 2 little groupings here, and I'm going to consider them one grouping because they're all the same type of thing. But I love bottles and I love tins. And I sell a lot of bottles and I sell a lot of tins, but there are certain ones that I just can't sell because I like them so much. And this is one, and I believe that my dad had found this for me at a flea market or yard sale, one of our common haunts that we like to find things from. And it's this little bottle of holy water. Can you see that? I have not found one of these before, and I love them. On one side, it has a cross embossed, and on the other side, it's just embossed holy water there. I keep this in the bathroom with my other collection of bottles. But I don't know, I just like the significance of it. But I just liked it, and it's kind of like a pearlescent, just a really pretty bottle that is something that I like to keep. And now we're going to completely jump off the other side of the spectrum, and I'm going to show you some odd things that are bottles still, but they're the complete opposite of the holy water. But I like pill bottles, and I like antique medicine bottles, and a lot of the times you can find them still full. Now, I don't even open them. I don't mess with what the contents on the inside. If I am selling them, I will dump them out because you cannot sell medicine or drugs, because, you know, that's just not ethical. So, but these are mine and I'm keeping them. I'll show you this one first. I like medicine bottles that have the original prescription label on them. This one is from Bennett Pharmacy in, oh, where's this at? In New York, on Nassau Street in New York. And it has the name of the person that it was prescribed to. It's an old bottle. Let me show you the back of it first. It's an old little screw top, not a child-proof bottle, for Nimbutal. The date was 12/21/1965. I'll show you the front. I like the graphics on it. I like that it has the dosage. I don't know. I just like it. And it was prescribed by Dr. Webster. So I have this sitting up on a medicine shelf. Now, I do not have young children nor grandchildren, nor do I have young children coming to my home. But if I did, you know, all this stuff would be, you know, where they could not reach, or they would be put away. But we're good right now. We don't have those visitors in our home. This next one is probably my favorite one. And again, you know, I'm odd and weird and like all of this weird and odd things. This one the pharmacy was from Crothersville, Indiana. And it is, you dissolve 1 tablet in in a quart of water, of warm water, and use as a douche. That's right, I said it. But I don't know. I like this stuff. I mean, when someone comes to your house and they see that you have this sitting on your shelf in your bathroom, they kind of get to know who you are and what kind of person that you are, and think, boy, that girl's weird. And I like that. So it still has the tablets on the inside. I don't think that this one has a date on it, but I mean, it's old and I like it, and it's odd and it's weird. And you'll find things as such on my bathroom shelf because, you know, I like those kinds of weird things. All right. I also have some tins that I like to display in my bathroom, and I'll show you, and again, I know that this is more than 10 things, but I'm lumping this all together. But all of these have came from either an estate sale, an antique mall, a yard sale. I don't remember. I frequent all of them, so sometimes I don't quite remember where I bought things, and I think 2 of these actually came from Goodwill. Yes, 2 of them did come from Goodwill, but I like Band-Aid tins, and I have a whole collection of them in my bathroom on my little shelf there. And this one is Sears approved handy bandages, and I like that it's a flat tin. It's an unusual than your normal, you know, bandage tin. It's made by Sears. It's family size, and it contained 60 assorted bandages. But I love the colors. That red and teal together is just everything to me. So this is nice because it just is a flat thing, so it sits back on a display. This one is similar colors, but it's made by Park Davis, and it is another little bandage tin. This is the Ready Bandage tin, made by Park Davis. It's from Detroit in the USA. It had 36 bandages in it. I love this color. I don't know, I just like it. And this one my dad found at a flea market. And it's my very, 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 very favorite one. I love this so much. And when I show it to you, you will like it as well. I just know that you will. Just trust me. And it is Curade, the Battle Ribbon. Look at the graphics on this. Let me block out my face so you can focus on the bandages. Look at the airplanes and the ship, the naval ship there. They're battle ribbons. So if you could, like, it's your battle story. But this says that they're sterile for kids. I love this one. This one's my very, very favorite one. Now, it's got some issues on the bottom, but I don't care. I love it. Dad did good on this one. Originally, it was 43 cents, which Band-Aids are a lot more money than that. When my kids were little, I had to not buy the pretty bandages because they would go through them in a day. So we started out having the pretty ones, but then we just had the brown ones because they didn't want a Band-Aid as often. These next two tins I found from Goodwill. They were in a baggie full of other things. And so sometimes look through those little grab bags because you'll find things. I mean, you'll pay $2.50, at least at my Goodwill. You'll pay $2.50 for the whole bag, but there's treasures in those bags. I mean, a lot of it's like legit trash that you'll probably just redonate back, but sometimes you'll find little things such as these little aspirin tins. This one is a Bear aspirin tin, like a little travel size. Originally, it was 25 cents. It is hinged. It opens, you know, so you can keep your Bear aspirins on the go. And then this one is Excedrin, the extra strength pain reliever for headache, arthritis, sinusitis, colds, and a toothache. It also is hinged. Oh, this one has a little bit of paperwork on the inside. It has the paperwork, the directions of how to use this. But I love these tins. I have them on a display in my bathroom. They're just fun, and with the bottles and such as these, it's just a conversation piece, if anything, in your home when you have guests and they realize that what's going on with her. But I kind of like that. So, all right, I have two more things to show you, and I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and I'll walk around and I will show you those things. Actually, a lot of things are on this shelf, but this is a shelf above my couch in my family room. And with the exception of that round sign and that P, everything else, the shelf included, well, and this was made by a friend of mine. So excluding this, that round sign, and that P, everything has came secondhand. I bought the Love You More at Goodwill, and that's actually left over from Valentine's Day. So you need to come down, little friend. The kerosene light came from, I believe, an estate sale or a yard sale. This big pink alarm clock, which I love, it doesn't work, unfortunately, but I love the pink color of it and it always stays up there. That came from an estate sale, as well as the globes. I love globes. I find globes when I find them cheap enough, I'll buy them. This one was actually a lamp and it is way broken. I just kind of have it pieced together, just sitting there. It's way broken, but I still like it. And the chippier, the crummier, the better. And then the thing that I was actually going to show you more than anything is this clock. This is a postal telegraph clock. Very, very heavy. It does not work. It was electrified. There's the cord down there. But we cut the cord off of it because my husband tinkered with it and couldn't get it to work. And honestly, I really didn't want the cord hanging down anyway. But this is a clock that we found, oh gosh, at probably an auction or an estate sale. And I just love it. And so we have it hanging there above our couch. It doesn't work, like I said, but I just like the look of it. It's very industrial looking and very Art Deco looking, and I just like the way that it looks. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is this shelf here. This is hanging in my dining room, also known as my workspace, but it is a shelf that I picked up at an estate sale. Yes, Brutus is going to make his presence known right now, but we hung it on the wall. Now, I thought I was going to paint it, but I decided I kind of liked the pale pink color of it. And I just have a lot of my other treasures that obviously have been found at yard sales, estate sales, and some of them were given to me by some subscribers, like this little set here. And I like all this stuff. So this shelf is something that I found, actually it was at a yard sale. I think I paid $5 for it. And I had my husband hang it on the wall, and I just use it to hang and display. See, there's another one of those cake things. All of my little tchotchkes and the things that I love and the things that make me happy. And, it's good to have a little shelf. And see, look, I like that. I like that the paint's chipping off. But it's good to have these happy little shelves that you can put all of your little pretties and your treasures in and on, and just look at it and it just makes you happy. Here is the source of all of the barking. Brutus, you make people mad in my videos when you're barking. You are sometimes a quiet boy, but a lot of times You are a barking boy and you make people mad and they leave me not very nice comments because they hear you barking. So can you be a good boy and not bark? So those were my favorite things that I have found thrifting, yard selling, estate selling, Goodwill, secondhand, all of those things. Also wanted to thank Dee from The Thrill of the Thrift for inviting me to be a part of this collaboration. It was a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed this little sneak peek at some of my favorite treasures. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. And the playlist will be linked in the description below. Check out everybody else's videos from their favorite thrifting from your home finds. Subscribe to their channels, give them a view, and show them some love. And I hope that you guys are all staying very safe and taking care of one another. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.